Shivani, I think I can handle the timer role. All right. I think you can probably listen, and I think it will be of great help to you as well, I believe.
Sorry, Adesh?
Shivani, I can handle the role of a timer.
Yes.
I don't think my hands are full. I can manage this, so it should not be a problem at all.
Is it? You are doing evaluation, right?
No, I'm not going to evaluate. I'm not going to evaluate. I'm just going to be the timer and the Zoom master.
Sure. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Milind, sir,
What?
yes, Milind, sir, just 1 minute.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'll quickly start the timing and then you can start off. Yes, Milind, sir, you can start.
My fellow Toastmasters guest and my target speaker, Toastmaster Shivani in particular. The story about the lion and the slave, in a very long time during Roman period, connected with your title, the slavery. Are you a slave? And the way you were engrossed into that speech, into your story, was really fascinating for me. I could make out that you were a good storyteller. You had that facial expression, the voice modulation. And we were, even as a kid, we used to get engrossed. And even now, the way you were explaining, though I have heard the story multiple times, that was fantastically done. And the end, you talked about the slavery. So connection with the title, I could make out. And then you may move to the main part of your message of the story, because ultimately every speech has a message for the audience and the challenges which we are facing with our mobiles, how we are engrossed and we have virtually become a slave for that. And what are the evil effects of that? That also you highlighted, how we can't focus on what we are supposed to do. And then in the end, you gave a solution to keep that mobile aside for the time for which you are doing something else. So entire thing, the connection with the story, the title, and again, the title was brought in the end, and you even started with the question in the beginning. So that was great. Now, areas where you can work on. Since it was a story, you could have done a bit of a role play. The cage opened, the tiger walked in, the audience were watching. Tiger was about to attack. Then he looked at the person, froze. Suddenly the tiger mellowed down and started licking the slave as if he's his pet. So that would have, the audience were stunned, which had never happened. There's a ping of silence. So that you could have connected. Number two, the story was a very positive story, though there was a slave. But what message you were giving about getting rid of your slavery, the habit, bad habit which you have, and with a solution. So that way I felt the connection with that story and the message which you were giving. Something I felt, because your message was for something habit, a bad habit you want to get out. But the story which you explained to, though there was a reference to slave, but that somehow I felt you can think over it. So, and of course, your time also you overshot. So what happened was at the end, the message which you wanted to give and you wanted to drive home that point, that was something you did not get sufficient time. So keep those points. Otherwise, it was a fantastic enactment of your storytelling skill. Great job, and I look forward to that. Over to the contest master.
Thank you, Milind, sir. I'll quickly bring in the second contestant for this contest. All right, Deepa, I hope you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Deepa, would you like to do a quick audio and video check? I don't think you'll be turning on your video, but do you want to do a quick audio check?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, Deepa, we can hear you.
Okay.
Sure. Sure, Deepa, we can start off now.
Are you a slave? I didn't lift my hand, Shivani, when you asked that question. But towards the end of the speech, like you mentioned, I knew I had to lift my hand. I am a slave because when I want to talk to my father next room, I don't go to his room, but I call him over my phone. And sometimes I get so fatigued with my eyes watching the screen, and still I don't keep my phone down. I am definitely a slave. And thank you for bringing this elephant in the room, the topic that is in everyone's life, into spotlight. Shivani, let me get into the specifics of what I loved about your speech. What I loved was that confidence in your voice and that confidence in your body language. It had a flair of authority when you stressed, when you were telling, look at this, look, this happens. This is, and when you were even storytelling, when you were presenting that story about slavery in ancient Rome, again, it seemed like you knew that story completely and you wanted us to believe as well. So that confidence is what I appreciate. The clarity with which you did it is also highly appreciable. And the second thing was the way you enacted some scenes that happens in most of our lives. I mean, you went back to your childhood where your mother used to sing a lullaby and put you to sleep, and to today where we use our Alexa to play songs to put the babies to sleep. And you also brought in some stories about how people are worshipping even gods. That enactment also enhanced the story. Now we're here not only for praise but also to know what could have gone better. So here are my suggestions to you, Shivani. Shivani, one of the things was the credibility of the story. There was at one point where you said it's a true story, which I found it difficult to believe because there was no source and there were too many details which felt like a fable. You know, when there is a story like this, you cannot have the details, and maybe you can tell it is. So that was something that if you could eliminate the word true, but you could just tell here's a story, it could be treated as a fable. And when you mentioned he applied bandage to the lion, again, thought about a bandage is very modern, so you could have maybe said he applied herbs or something to the lion. And then the context why you use that story to is it to show us what is slavery, or is it to why did you have to go to the level of getting rewarded or stunning the king? You could have stopped somewhere. So there must be a meaning, there must be a mm, relevance, right? When you present a story to the context you're bringing. And also you could have brought in what are the real reasons, bring more provocative reasons as to why we need to stop being addicts of our slaves of our mobile phones. And that way we could, so that we could be more persuasive about leaving our phones away. That said, great speech, Shivani. Keep up that great confidence that you have in your voice and body language, and continue to inspire us with more beautiful messages.
No, Deepa, thank you for that. I'll request a contestant number 3 to come in. Just 1 minute. Yes, Deepa, I hope you can hear us. Contestant number 3, Deepa, I hope you can hear us.
Yes, Adarsh, I can hear you.
Sure. I would like you to say I'm Deepa so that all of us can see whether we can hear you very clearly.
I'm Deepa here.
All right.
I'm a government-
I hope all of you can hear Deepa. Sure, sounds good. Deepa, I'll quickly spotlight you and we can start. Just a minute. Yes, we can start now. Deepa, I'll have to unmute yourself. You can start the evaluation.
The evaluation to the topic, am I a slave? It started off well, but how is the today's generation going and what we are doing, how we are moving towards being a slave to the technology, and how we are also using the technology to the best extent possible, and how not to become a slave and how to avoid being ourselves and using our own mental sorry to say mental health, or rather knowledge, for our own growth and understanding and help the next generation. Was nicely explained and was very nicely told by our speaker and the contestant, and also the difference as to how the technology has come in, and what made us call it slave was also very, very well explained, and how it is how the technology is separating us from the real world, how the usage of phone is giving us a lot of connectivity between miles to the people away from us, where we cannot connect with them on a reality basis, but the technology helps us connect us through the network, and for which we use a phone or a laptop or a tab or anything for that matter. She explained it how we use it and how it has become a problem, that in reality we are not connecting with people, and how we should stand for and say stop, and where we need to put our hands down and say this is all we should use the technology for, and this is how we can use it for good, and this is how we should make ourselves say no. After this, we should try avoiding, and we should try putting a full stop to use the technology and make it really a boon for us and not a bane, and not be a slave to the technology, and make it use as our pathway rather than calling it a slave. Technology should be used for good and not for the means which will spoil our relations, or for the way we are and the way we had learned during our generation to this generation, where people are using chat gtp and trying to forget the real usage and really becoming a slave to technology. And she explained it very well, not to be one and make it a friend of ours. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that evaluation, Deepa. I'll quickly call on the final contestant in today's contest, Toastmaster Joseph. Just one. Joseph, sir, I hope you can hear all of us. Yes, Joseph, sir, you can start your evaluation.
The speaker today has spoken very well, constructed with sequential messages, that how slavery was persistent in ancient Rome. She started with a question, but she did not pause for the answer. However, she continued that how the punitive measures were adopted when the slaves are heedless to their rules and regulations, that is, where they are punished for their heedlessness also. She did not look into the audience continuously, or even sometimes the gaze to the audience was missing. And in her speech, the voice modulus was missing whenever there is a spoken words which are melancholiously felt. And sometimes her vocal variety was stable. She has spoken about comparing the slaveness for the modern era where people use the gadgets as their substitute. They never speak, but they use the gadgets to see that the mother always takes care of the children. And at the same time, she also said that how these gadgets where we are depending upon are proved worthless. And she emphasized that everyone should avoid this, not to be a slave for such gadgets at all. However, the stage, she could have used it. It appears to be that she is not standing. She could not use the stage properly. And also, her hand gestures were very much seen, but not the body language, because she did not stand. However, on the whole, she has given a very well constructed speech. I was not able to hear most of the time because for the audio challenges for me. However, it is a well spoken, and I have given her what are her challenges to say, to follow it, so that in her next speech she will do their best. And I wish all the best for her next speech. Over to you.
Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Joseph. And I would like to give all of you a round of applause. I request all of you to give each other a round of applause, including our amazing guest speaker from the Rising Speakers Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much for coming to our club. And I really hope you had a wonderful time listening to all the delightful evaluations from Toastmaster Joseph, Toastmaster Deepa Sajanar, and Toastmaster Deepa Sampat Kumar, and obviously our very own distinguished Toastmaster TTM Milan. Thank you very much, everybody, and I would like to hand it back to our presiding officer.
But Adarsh, why don't you contest also now? Now you are free bird. I can time for you if you want.
Oh, yes, I'm actually free, but unfortunately, there were some audio glitches and I was not able to hear the speaker extremely well. And I don't want to be guilty of having offered an evaluation that is not very relevant.
Okay. Over to Joseph, sir.
So, we would like to have the evaluation done by each other, something like that. You can choose. For example,
we can't do each other because we could not hear others. Everyone could not hear each one. Like you missed out. So better to, as a contestant, let's finish our evaluation of the thing. Okay, no, that's over. Okay, fine. Sorry, I understood.
Okay, anyhow, I think
anyway,
the evaluation part has been heard by everyone, right? Or not?
Yes, Joseph. It's clear. Not only, Shivani's voice was breaking, but she has done a great job. And the only thing is, we couldn't. It was breaking continuously, but we could able to get some message out of it. You know, it's a beautiful speech. Thank you, Ma Shivani. And yeah.
If you want, Joseph sir, I can evaluate the remaining 4 of you.
Okay.
If it's okay with you.
Go ahead, Milan sir. Go ahead.
So Toastmaster Deepa Sampath Kumar, the way you got engrossed, the way the language flair which you have is amazing. Each and every word which you use, and the lullaby, and the certain words which you use is very encouraging for the test speaker and anyone who does. And the passion which you have, the sincerity which you come about highlighting the excellence of the test speaker, it seems it's coming straight from your heart. Only regarding the suggestion about what you were connecting, it was very apt. Maybe you could have given a better few example exactly to enact on that, which you are capable of doing with the voice modulation, how it is connecting. So that was something which was important. And of course, your fine-tuning of your listening skill, the true story, the source was missing, so that you brilliantly brought over it. Now, since in the evaluation, time is of limit, whether those areas you need to have it or not, you may consider it, and maybe you can spend more time in your suggestion of how the speaker can improve his speech better and conclude. So that I felt you may consider on that, otherwise beautifully done. Now I come to Deepa Sajana. Are you there? Can the others spotlight Deepa or Sajana?
Yes, Milan, sir, I'm there.
Great. Deepa, have you joined from a mobile phone or something? Are you on a
Yes, he's mobile.
Mobile? That's the thing. So
Yeah.
what is happening, Deepa? Maybe during the contest time, if possible, try to join on laptop. So your expressions are not very clear because we can only see it's like a passport size photograph of yours, and within that you have limitations. And again, where you are sitting, behind is the light. So there's a halo on your back, and your face gets we can't see your face. So maybe your turn. So you may have to that light which is on the back. So you may have to, in case you're seeing a mobile and the light is on this, then maybe you sit this way. So now it is better. So you have to just focus. That was something. So just that is a few technicalities that will add to your things. Otherwise, the way this was a very latest new attempt which you are trying. So just keep in mind in an evaluation, you have to do at least two things. One is what were the good things, and you have only 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes for that. So speak on couple points, maybe 3 or something, how she excelled and how you got connected. So anything on areas, so you can straight away jump into that, and then you have to find out areas where the test speaker can improve on. So that somehow I felt I could not hear or could not connect with whether you tried that. So because in a contest or even any evaluation, you have to identify areas for improvement, areas where they can work on. Just highlighting, because you highlighted many good things about the speaker, but areas, because ultimately the feedback is the speaker is great, but every great person has a scope to improve on. So that is something you have to identify and highlight those things. So that is one of the requirement of the evaluation. You just keep that in mind. Otherwise, great attempt, maybe your first attempt in a contest. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you, Milan, sir, and I'll keep in mind what you've told and just follow that. Thank you so much.
Now can we spotlight Joseph, sir? Because okay. So Joseph Frick Benedict, that command which you have, and the fact that you have experience and the way you explain or motivate a speaker, that was very clear. You highlighted everything what was good about the speaker. And the way you were saying, so it was not a command or something, but it was like a fatherly figure which you have. You're actually a grandfather, and that grandfatherly behavior about daughter-in-law or someone whom you're trying to encourage to do better. So that was very clear in your entire summation of the evaluation. So kudos to you for that. And you also highlight a couple of things about areas where they can improve. So just try to focus there on how, because if tomorrow, think you're a coach. So the person understands, okay, I have a weakness, but how do I improve? So in case you can show that, okay, here you said this, it can be phrased, enact, what do you feel like? So that will add. So your mentee or so as a coach, when you're training, it gets stuck into their head and it becomes easy for them to absorb what you're telling. So that is some you can just consider. Otherwise, beautifully done. Kudos to you.
Thank you, sir.
I suppose I had finished everyone.
Yes, Milind, you've covered everyone.
Okay. And if someone wants to talk about me, I am most welcome. If others you want to say, share, or anyone else from the audience, or even as the test speaker can evaluate, there's harm in that, because everywhere, as I say, evaluation, a best person can also improve it, can take it to this next level. So please share.
Milind sir, if I can just add some points, I mean, there is nothing to evaluate you or Joseph sir and all, but there are certainly some things that I think probably can help us to improve in a better way. I mean, it's only a session, sir. Like, kindly, consider it as a small thing which I think about. So when we generally when we are doing this evaluations part of it, I feel that there are different dimensions of every topic that we are trying to explain or we are trying to express. Shivani has done a great job. I mean, she's got a great expression, everything. However, I think not just Shivani, but everybody of us, when we try to express a thing on certain topic, there are different dimensions that we need to will try to emphasize different dimensions. For example, right, like when we talk about slavery part of it, we have different problems. I mean, especially personally, I have a problem with the smoking and I want to quit it. And I'm like a slave, smoking. And that's one of the things that one of the dimensions. And financial freedom. And, you are desperate to learn something and excel something. Everything becomes like a different dimensions, which tells that you are being a slave to in what we are doing and all. So I personally feel that we are trying to communicate or the topic, it's just not one dimension or two dimensions. Try to figure out different dimensions with a little small examples, and probably that can really make the whole speech enlightening. I mean, that's what I feel, sir. But apart from, I mean, she has done a great job, and I love her speech. And as a mother, I can see the little kids, and they might be really enjoying their mother's stories and all. And that's beautiful, sir. She has really done a great job. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. You seem to be accomplished evaluator. Great job done by you. And I understand you are a new Toastmaster. So if that is a new one, then God help us. That's a great. So you're an asset for our club. Welcome to our club. So over to
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
To Joseph sir. Joseph sir, over.
Now, I once again thank each and every one of you for participating. I also thank the guest speaker for a good response and also taking a second role of timer. And I also thank Jay and other guests who are really appreciating our efforts of conducting this meeting and how we are progressing in the field of Toastmasters, speeches, communication skills, and so on.
Thank you, sir.
And now we have around 15 minutes. If permitted, I think we can take up moment of truth. Others? Are you agree, Milind sir?
No, please take it and close it because we have to submit that.
So I would like to request that thank you so much, Jay and Jake, as well as Deepa, if she is there, and Deepa Sajjana, please remain in your place. Thank you, Shivani. I will be in touch with you once again. At present, we are going to have a minutes of the meeting. I request the guest for attending this meeting, and thank you so much, and God bless you.
Sure. But before we close this off, I think maybe we can hear from some of our guests. Joseph, sir, don't you think that's actually a good thing? Because we also have guest Neelu joining us today. So I think it's her first time. And she's been smiling all meetings. So all of us are extremely excited to hear from her. So, Neelu, we'd like to hear a few thoughts from you. Joseph, sir, I hope you're fine with that.
A wonderful catch, Adarsh. I mean, that's really a wonderful thing. And you're a great guy. I mean, that's something that you give her an opportunity to speak. Yeah, wonderful. Let's, listen from her.
Neelu, the stage is yours. Welcome to Speech Weavers. You'll have to unmute yourself. You know, one thing that we have always struggled with in the online era is unmuting ourselves. I think we sometimes forget that we have to unmute ourselves and talk, and we just keep talking, right? Over to you. The stage is yours.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Actually, this was really a nice session. This 1.5 hour, I didn't feel as if it went off in a very small time. I really enjoyed the session. Actually, I'm new to this. I don't know about anything about this. Even I haven't watched the YouTube video of the Toastmasters before this. So actually, one of my colleagues, she just sent me the link. I got in touch with Mr. Venu. He shared the link and I am here. So I'm just trying to figure out what are the rules and the regulations for this. So that's it. So I'm just figuring out what are the speakers, who are the guests, what are the this that is there. And I want to improve on my leadership skills and the communication skills. That's why I am here. And I really enjoyed the session, and I think this is going to help me to become a better version of myself.
We wish that you join Toastmasters, Neelu.
Come again, sir?
Change your mind to join Toastmasters.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll do that. That's why I'm just figuring out what are the rules, what are the timings, what is the green room and the yellow room. I was just new to this. Maybe next time
You have all the best people, Dilu. I mean, honestly, I mean, Joseph sir and Emilin sir and, Adarsh and all these guys are so experienced and they can mentor us the next level. I
correct.
mean,
Yeah.
it's an opportunity. I think I'm a new Toastmaster. I mean, I'm an immature, or just let me put it as a ground. I mean, these are the assets that can really bring you to the next level. I mean,
Correct.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't
That's
want
true.
to take too much of
That's
your
true.
time, but yeah, that's what I feel about it.
That's true. And I honestly, I really enjoyed the session, and I'm looking forward to the next session on next Friday, coming Friday. Yeah.
So looking forward to it. Same place, 5 o'clock. And yes, Milind sir is probably the perfect person to talk to before you leave the room, because he's the first person I spoke to at Toastmasters.
A couple of things. Today was not the normal meeting which we have. This was a special meeting to help us practice for the 13th October contest when we'll be having
Okay.
That's why the entire structure is changed. Otherwise, we have the essay is there, the presiding officer that is there. Then we have a prepared speeches. Then we have a table topic, something like on-the-spot topics are given by the table topic master. And then in the end, evaluation of the entire session. So that is the normal meeting.
Okay.
And one more separately, what we'll be having among the members now is that a moment of truth. It's like since you're an HR, it's like a self-appraisal of our members about our performance in the club and how we can improve on. So that's why we'll be spending next 10 minutes. Okay. So that is there for others who, if they want to log off, that would be great, because now it is an internal self-appraisal of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters members. So thank you all. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Gagan. Thank you, Neelu. We look forward to see you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So let's shoot out.
Sure. I think only myself, Joseph sir, Deepa Sampath Kumar, and Milind sir will probably have to stay back, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe, right? I think Milind sir, only the members and the core members. Yeah.
We can leave?
Sure. I think we are looking forward to seeing you in the upcoming week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be there. Yeah. And the first thing, I just want to share one thing. Today, I'm going to look in the YouTube about the rules and how this works before joining the meeting next time. So I should know beforehand what's in this. Yeah, thank you. It was nice meeting you all. Thank you. It was a great time having with you guys.
Most welcome, Neelu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good day.
Thank you.
Okay, so who will be guiding us, Joseph sir?
Yeah, 1 minute, sir. I'm just checking the.
Yeah, take your time. Doesn't matter.
I'll just stop the recording in that case.
Yeah.